Hey everyone. Today's topic is a fun one, and it is do not let insecure people dictate to you what it means to be a man or a woman. I see this quite a bit on the internet because people get a thrill out of doing this. It's like a little high for people who are insecure to make fun of others, to mock them, that sort of thing. And there are plenty of insecure people who will do this anonymously online. They will create their own ridiculous rules for what it means to be a man or a woman, and if you don't abide by their rules, they will bully you, they will mock you, they will basically just be an insecure idiot and call you a bunch of names. So yeah, do not let insecure people like that, whether in person or online, dictate to you what it means to be a man or a woman. I can give you some examples here. For instance, insecure men will say that if you're a man who cries, you're not a man. They'll say if you're not physically buff, you're not a man. They'll say if you're not like the loudest guy in the room, you're not a man. They'll say if you haven't gotten laid in within the last year, you're not a man. There are all these ridiculous rules they will use to try to basically shame you into believing you're not good enough. And I'm sure there are plenty of examples of these for women out there. I'm not as familiar with that realm, of course, because I'm not a woman myself, but I imagine there's some maybe if you don't enjoy wearing dresses, you're not a woman. If you don't enjoy, I don't know. That's the first example that came to mind. I don't know. I'm sure you can think of others. But yeah, this is the behavior I'm talking about. Whenever someone puts these arbitrary rules on what it means to be a man or a woman. If someone is doing that, I can almost tell you without a doubt they're usually insecure. Because people who are secure in themselves aren't going to do that. They're not going to. Well, first off, they're probably going to be mature enough to realize that this behavior is utterly ridiculous. It's super dumb. There aren't these arbitrary rules for what it means to be a man or a woman. They don't exist. That's like an individual thing that everyone can kind of come up with on their own. There is no objective version of that. So they understand that. But two, even when they do have their own idea of what it means to be a man or a woman, they're not going to use that to shame other people, to attack them or bully them. They're just not, because they're secure in themselves. And if you're secure in yourself, you don't get pleasure out of bullying others and attacking them, because you don't see a point in it. You've worked on yourself enough to not need to do that as a way to make yourself feel better. So that pretty much tells you anyone who engages in this behavior, they're insecure, which means don't listen to their opinion, because their opinion is shite. You do not want to use insecure people as paragons of the truth, because they're not. Don't listen to them. In my opinion, this sounds kind of messed up, but this is the way I think. If someone is insecure, I almost view their opinion as being worthless, because that means to me they haven't worked on themselves enough for their opinion to hold value, especially if they're going to be calling men who do certain behaviors betas online and other crap. Well, first off, if a guy is using the term beta and alpha unironically, that kind of tells you a thing or two about him, right? Because those are really stupid terms, and usually the true alphas out there, I'm only going to use that term because you'll understand what it means, the real deal guys who are the epitome of men, they aren't going to use those terms. They don't see any point in it. They're going to live in a certain way that will let you know these guys are the height of what it means to be a good man. They'll probably be protectors of the people they care about. They'll be really rock solid in their masculinity. They'll be willing to basically do the right thing even if no one is watching. They'll have integrity. They'll be loyal. All sorts of things like that. They're not going to make fun of other people online and call people betas or alphas unironically. Yeah, so there you go. Usually, if someone is acting in those ways, using terms like that and trying to shame you for the way that you're acting, for your behavior, and trying to make you sound like you're not a man or a woman, their opinion doesn't mean anything because they are deeply insecure. Just remember that. Secure people, they're not going to treat you like that. They're not going to care about those things because they realize there's no point in it. So there you go. I just want to talk about this because it's annoying how I see this online. Hell, I've even had men in my, I hesitate to use the word man there, or men, but I've had men, more like grown-up boys, call me a beta in my comment section before, and it's just funny to me that this is something that still happens. It's really unfortunate that there are people out there like this. So if you encounter this behavior, whether in person or online, just do not take it personally, please, for the love of God. And do not let these people change the way you behave. Like if they say, you're not a man if you cry in front of others, don't use that as an excuse to be this, to have an unhealthy relationship with your emotions and to never cry in front of other people because you immediately believe it's going to make you not appear to be a man. I can tell you right now, the true best men out there, what I like to call the extraordinary gentlemen, they don't care what others think of them. Not to that degree. If they are feeling an emotion that is okay and healthy to express in the moment, they will feel comfortable doing that. And they're not going to give two shites what you or I think of them for it. That's the epitome of what it means to be a man. So any guy out there who's telling you you can't show emotion in front of others, otherwise you're not a man, that's an insecure guy. That guy, I wouldn't listen to him because they're not giving you good advice. Because right then and there, they're kind of showing you that they care too much what others think of them. They're kind of gauging their behavior based on how other people will interpret it. Anyone who does that is not the epitome of their sex, because the epitome of their sex, the epitome of being a man or a woman, is someone who does not care what you or I think of them. So they're going to be authentic in almost any given moment because they're confident enough to do that. There you go. These are my thoughts on this subject. I think it's really dumb how there's so many people out there who behave in these ways, and their insecurities that they project onto others then make other people feel bad about being their true selves. I've met sensitive men. Heck, one of my really great friends is actually a sensitive man, but he's awesome. He's authentic, even if it means showing emotion. And I think he's a really strong man for that because, he is working on not caring as much what others think of him, but it's just cool that he's authentic enough for the most part to not care all that much to show his emotion, because that's the kind of guy he is. He's sensitive. But there are so many men out there I know, heck, even me saying this, I'm sure there will be some insecure men who stumble upon this video, and if they get this far, they'll even right then and there call this friend of mine a beta. So there you go. It's just stupid to me, because we shouldn't let these insecure people dictate our behavior. What you should do is work on yourself enough to not care what almost anyone thinks of you, so that way you can be authentic in almost any given moment. That is the true height of what it means to be a man or a woman, to have that kind of confidence, that rock solid foundation in who you are, to not care so much what others think of you. I know it takes a while to get there, but that's the journey we should all work on. But I do want to throw in one last caveat here, which is when you do get there, that doesn't mean treating other people like shite either. If you don't care what others think of you, you should still be kind and respectful towards them. It just means you're not going to let their judgment or opinions of you affect you as much anymore. Hopefully not at all, but it's probably really difficult to get to that place. But you can definitely get to a place where you have an initial reaction where you're like, oh crap, that's not cool that they said that. But then almost immediately after, you're like, you know what, I don't give a crap what they think of me anyway. There you go, that's the place you want to be. So yeah, I'll end this video here so I don't end up rambling, but I truly hope you understood what I'm driving at here, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like content like this, and if so, be sure to subscribe for more videos like this. Otherwise, throw a like and a comment on the video to help me out. That's the easiest way you can do it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Arrivederci!